race for space has begun, and it's getting hot out there.
We definitely feel like this project is going to be hugely successful and is really going to be the start to a much bigger revolution.
More than 360 competitors from 26 countries across 6 continents.
We're trying to figure out what are the bugs in this new version, and we try to fix it as we go.
We're actually a pretty small team with a pretty small rig, very representative of, like just your average people mining Filecoin.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
Welcome back to Space Race, the race to test the world's largest decentralized storage network and earn up to 4 million Filecoin. Miners from across 6 different continents are racing to build storage. The more storage power, the higher their team's ranking. But it's not just about storage. I mean, if you're not able to deliver, then what's the point? That's why bots are testing miners' accuracy right now by asking to retrieve files. But poor connectivity and unreliable storage could lead to lost deals. And miners must achieve an 80% success rate, or else no pay, no reward. This week has been significant. We started with 60.14 petabytes of storage, and 1 week later, this, 140 petabytes. Now, this did not come easy. Miners are being inundated with daily network updates.
I have to also upgrade my software, so I'm more tired than excited.
And all the while, bots representing regular people like you and me who need to store and retrieve data, well, they came by to make new deals to the miners every hour on the hour.
So we are focusing on to install the operation system and to put that on my location. We spend a lot of time to installing softwares and installing the operation system. And that's what we do last week.
There's a lot up for grabs. Leading the worldwide global leaderboard is IPFS Main in first place, then you've got 6block in second, and IPFS Force rounding out the top 3. Now, all 3 are going head to head, looking at a potential reward of more than 100,000 Filecoin. Now, the top 2 teams are holding pretty steady at success rates of 95%. Now, 95%, that's really good. But as my mother would say, it's not perfect, and there's just a single decimal point difference between them in raw byte storage power. So far, 373 miners from around the globe have managed to amass a whopping 140 petabytes of storage power. And this is increasing as we speak. Now, if you think about it, that's enough storage for 144 million movies. If we were to assume that there are 3,000 movies made every year and the average file size is 1 gigabyte, well, that would take us over 48,000 years to use up that much storage. That's a lot of storage. Your average laptop stores 256 gigabyte. The best external hard drives you can buy store 16 times that at 4 terabytes. But a single petabyte is around 280 times that amount at 1,126 terabytes. All U.S. research libraries combined hold around 2 petabytes of data. And remember, the miners have already managed to amass a total of 140 petabyte of storage space. 6block is hanging on to second place with an eye on the top prize, but keeping pace with daily software updates is a challenge for everyone because bots come every hour on the hour, and failure to reconfigure things fast enough makes a huge dent on your success rate. And then there are the attacks to the miners that they have to fend off.
There are many DDoS attacks on the space race network.
What's an attack? Well, a distributed denial of service is a type of cyber attack where someone tries to overwhelm a server with too many requests. ultimately disrupting its services. It's similar to a spammer flooding your inbox with useless emails, so you won't be able to respond to the ones that are actually important.
But in IPFS, the framework underlying Filecoin, a file won't be just stored in a single location because we won't be depending on just a handful of corporations to handle our data. Many storage providers will keep a file ready for people to request, especially those most in demand. A cyber attacker would have to attack too many nodes at once to launch a successful DDoS operation.
Currently, we are number 5, I believe, on the leaderboard, but we've been consistently in the top 10. We're actually a pretty small team with a pretty small rig, very representative of, like just your average people mining Filecoin. It looks like this week we've increased our storage power by 2.5 terabytes, but everything is like going super well. Otherwise, at one point we lost like 95% of our storage power. We just gained it back this morning, so that's pretty nice. Our deal success rate has always been pretty much near perfect. We were at like 100% for a long time, so that was pretty nice.
Meanwhile, teams outside the top 3 are actually having more difficulty balancing 2 goals of the race: increasing storage power on one hand and maintaining their deal success rate. There seems to be 2 strategies at play here. Now, some have chosen to go at it slow and steady, while others have sacrificed deal success rates for more storage power. In any case, if they're unable to reach a success rate of 80% by the end of the race, they're all going to be disqualified.
So our success rate has been going up from 0% now up to almost 50%. That's on the storage success deal. And then on the retrieval deal success rates, we are 100%.
One of the things that we very much appreciate is the component of decentralization. So censorship resistant as well as very available data, I think, is going to be incredibly important in the world that we're moving towards, especially as we become so dependent on technology. So I think that as we move to a much more kind of real-time world where a lot of the data that we're interacting with becomes a lot less static, and it becomes much more important, the access to that information, that something like Filecoin is going to be incredibly important for that. And so for us, seeing this come to fruition is definitely incredibly exciting. We definitely feel like this project is going to be hugely successful and is really going to be the start to a much bigger revolution of how we use and access data. Super excited to get to work with so many awesome people on something that is so bleeding edge.
The prize pool grows to 1.5 million Filecoin once the next stage of storage milestone is reached. This is Space Race, the race to decentralize the web to create an impenetrable and immutable, yet elegant and efficient new ecosystem to store and deliver whatever our data needs are today and in the future. At least that's the hope. We'll see you right here next week. I'm Angie Lau, Forkast.News. Until the next time.
Space Race is a collaboration between Forkast.News and Decrypt Media and is sponsored by Protocol Labs.